Alright, I'm back again. So, let's just get right into the run. Alright, I'm gonna count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my goodness, if you thought the last run was amazing, this run will be every bit as amazing, but in different ways. Alright. So a couple things. There will be wrong warps. There will be plenty of wrong warps. 2 types of wrong warps, as a matter of fact. There will be Ferora's Wind wrong warping, and there will be Death Hole wrong warping, which will lead to some crazy shenanigans that I'm sure will be a pleasure to watch. And of course, many other crazy tricks here and there, including my personal favorite, the hookshot jump. Oh, the hookshot jump is amazing. So, there's a way to do fast text in this game, but I actually only have 1 frame to activate it each time, so there's gonna be moments where you see like text pop up immediately and then text just run like normal. Cause trying to press the B button on the right frame can be a little tricky, and I pretty much just mash it cause I'm not even gonna lie to you guys about trying to time it. I mean, I try to get a rhythm down here and there, but for the most part I mash it. And I hope that I get it, but sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. Oh, I probably should have mentioned the little pop-up on the bottom right corner. I don't know if that happened often in the last run, but it has something to do with the software that I'm using. That came with the capture card. I tried a million ways back and forth to try to figure out how to make it go away. I only found out how to make it smaller, so hopefully it won't be too distracting. Good speed game, yep, absolutely. Frame perfect. Text skipping, no problem. Not like in a Majora's Mask 3D, where you can just mash the B button and it'll always be fast. Nope, nothing like that. Alright, so I'm gonna go straight to getting the sword, and then I'm gonna go straight to escaping the forest. Oh, excuse me? I've never targeted that sign before. Man, 3 minutes in, I'm already doing silly things. Alright, and now that I have the sword, I will be able to do a trick called a triple slash clip. And that's what I'm going to use to do the forest escape. Alright, so get in there, equip this real quick. Yeah, thankfully the game runs faster at 21 FPS. It runs at 30 FPS. Huge improvement. But that also means frame perfect tricks are 1 out of 30. Alright, so here's how I set it up. I do a backflip, turn to the left, mash the E button, and hope he gets in. So, hopefully he gets in soon enough. Excuse me? No. There we go. Okay. Wasn't too bad. We're in. We're out of here. And we just talk to her. Get the only ocarina we're going to be using throughout the run. Because we don't bother getting the Ocarina of Time. You're going to see Adult Link using a blue ocarina. But the icon where the ocarina is still going to be the fairy ocarina. So, I mean, it's not like Adult Link was meant to have the fairy ocarina anyway, so I guess it just stays blue. Alright. So, Hyrule Field is going to be very, very straightforward. Pretty much. I'm just going to pick the angle I want, and I'm going to walk all the way through until I get to the castle gate. But when I get to the castle gate, there's going to be some invisible red rupees that I want to get. It's part of the rupee route. Or, there isn't really much of a rupee route, but I pretty much want to have 80 rupees by the time it's time for me to buy the Hylian shield. It's a little strange that even though we can get a discount off the shield, thanks to the guard in Kakariko Village, we still have to have a full 80 rupees just to purchase it, unfortunately. But oh well, that's just how it goes. Alright, so now that I'm at the bridge, I'm gonna get up here, roll at an angle so I can grab 2 red rupees there, and then I'm gonna go up here, but instead of going at an angle, I'm gonna... Oh, okay. Okay, he still got it. Okay. He was supposed to do a side hop, but sometimes he'll do a side roll instead. But that's okay. I got the red rupee anyway. That's the important part. Yeah, unfortunately there are going to be moments where I can't skip the owl, unfortunately, but there will be parts where I do some big skip that will automatically skip the owl as a result. At least I'm pretty sure. But that's alright. At least I don't have to skip or make the text go fast with the frame perfect input. His text usually just goes pretty fast on its own, which is nice. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and equip this now. Obviously, I'm going to need it to wake up Talon when I get closer to the castle. Oh, the reason why I went back into the market a little earlier was so that I could spawn Malon out there, pretty much, because she wasn't there the first time around. So I went back just to get her to come out here. Just get past these guards. I make my way to Malon. I'm gonna push this. I'm gonna pull this block closer to him. It only makes sense. I mean, I have to wait for the egg to hatch anyway. But it will be morning soon, and the egg will hatch, and I can just immediately wake up Talon over here. So here's the hoping when I'm inside the castle, or the courtyard at least, or whatever. The guards will be nice. The guards can be really weird sometimes, especially the first guard. So I'm really hoping I don't get caught by the first guard. Alright, so I'm going to push this block a bit, but I'm not going to push it all the way. I'm going to push it up to a certain point so that I can end up making it to this spot anyway. Yeah, just like that. Alright, first guard, please, please don't troll. Please. What? Oh, Dude, I was so close. I was so close. See, people think I'm the cheater because I'm the speedrunner, but no, that guard is the cheater. He just walks right through bushes. It's like, I can't even do that. No technique is gonna let me do that. Like, come on, man. So he did it. He trolled me. He caught me. He threw me out. He ran right through the bushes, too. He's not supposed to see me past the bushes. Link is smaller than these bushes. Oh, oops. Don't do that. Turn. Okay, good. Alright, the rest of the guards, they're not so bad, generally, but oh my god. It's always that first guard. It is always the first guard. Alright. Unfortunately, I got caught once, but that happens sometimes. I don't know why he's allowed to do that. That is cheating. Thank you very much. But what's done is done, and I made it to Zelda. I didn't get caught too many times by that first guard, thankfully. That guard knows all the cool glitches. Yeah, if only he can help us get early explosives, that'd be great. So I'm actually gonna keep the chicken equipped for a good while. Well, it's gonna turn into the Zelda's letter soon, but that letter is gonna help me do a certain skip later on. It's the only time, well, it's the only time that letter will actually help me with a specific glitch, but it will also help me with doing restricted items for the Furor's Wind. Because to be able to do restricted items with the Furor's Wind, you need to have, well, you'll need to have Furor's Wind on at least one of the button items. Or, not really, but you'll need to have an item that you can use outside of dungeons. Like Zelda's letter. You can use Zelda's letter in most places. So, in some parts, I can switch the Furor's Wind with the letter where the letter was previously equipped to, and then if I press the Furor's Wind button on the right frame, Link will be able to use Furor's Wind outside of dungeons and including inside of boss rooms, because you normally can't use it inside boss rooms, but thanks to restricted items you can. I'm gonna give the chicken to Zelda. She could use a good dinner after, you know, after all those cutscenes and seeing Ganondorf in her house, knowing that he's gonna do some bad things, knowing that he's gonna style on the King of Hyrule. Like, she's gonna need a tasty dinner after the mess she's about to go through. Heck, I know I'd eat 2 whole chickens if Ganondorf were to do something like that to me. Like that. Like, who does that? What kind of person, what kind of evil human being just goes to your house and just styles on you in front of your kids? It ain't right. Alright, so I have Zelda's letter. I can head up to Death Mountain now, like you would be able to in a normal playthrough, of course. But since, unfortunately, we don't have access to early explosives, we have to go through all of this real quick. So I think this angle is going to work, because sometimes I feel like I got the right angle, but I end up in a river instead. But thankfully I did not end up in a river, so that's good. The river of my tears, because every time I fall in, I cry. So, kind of the same deal with this. I pick the angle I want, I backwalk. I just want to get to the guard as quickly as possible, and the guard is going to give me the discount, like he promises. Oops. Okay. So I just backwalk there, because if I try to side hop or roll, I'm mashing the A button. Oops. I was supposed to show him the letter. Oops. That's okay. Okay, so I'm about to do a FES, which stands for Forward Extended Super Slide. And I'm about to do it off a tech type. So, here's how I'm going to set up for it. The moment I get control of Link, I'll hold L down immediately, because I have to move in a certain way, otherwise the tech type will try to attack me immediately, and I need for him to attack at a very certain time while I stand here. Oops, okay, didn't get it. That's alright, I'll just backwalk my way there. But if I did get it, I would have fessed my way all the way to Goron City. Even past this rolling Goron that's coming up real soon. I'm gonna go this way. He's over there. He's gonna kill me. Alright, and we're in. Now I'm gonna go into Darmani's room, but I'm not gonna really do anything with Darmani. I'm going... Excuse me? Okay. Some crazy shenanigans there, but that's okay. So I'm going in here to get the Deku Stick, so I can make my way to the Lost Woods. Pretty quick enough, because I don't have the Goron bracelet, so I can't pick up the Deku flowers. So I'm gonna go ahead, light this on fire. I'm gonna light up this upcoming torch here, so the stick does not burn out. Same deal with this torch here, so the stick doesn't burn out right away. But I can use the fire to get that bomb over there. I'm going to stay a little bit away from it. My health is pretty low. I would like to get through the Lost Woods without dying, or at least the Sacred Forest row. So I just make my way through like normal. But when I get to the Sacred Forest excuse me, Sacred Forest Meadow, I gotta be real careful. I gotta time my rolls so that the invincibility frames towards the end of the rolls will help me out. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Ooh, okay. Alright, I'm alive. I'm alive. Those are the important ones to survive. Alright, this is perfect. This is the perfect amount of health I want to be, so I can just immediately do a death warp to the beginning of the Sacred Forest Meadow by killing Link off by one of those Deku Scarabs over there. And here we are, we're getting the Sario song. We're gonna need this to get did I call him Darmani earlier? I meant Darunia. We gotta get Darunia out of its depression. Man, I play Majora's Mask way too much. Majora's Mask is actually my favorite game. So for some reason, when I thought of Darunia, I was thinking of Darmani, because I think I called him Darmani earlier. I did not mean to call him Darmani. My bad. Oops. But yeah, we need the song anyway, so we can get the Goron bracelet and enter Dodongo's Cavern. It's gonna be the first dungeon we enter, but we're not going to beat it right away. The only reason we're going to Dodongo's Cavern first is so that we can get the bomb back. That's all we want from there for right now. We're gonna come back to Dodongo's Cavern later in the run as adult Link, because it's a lot faster to kill King Dodongo with the Master Sword. It's only 2 jump slashes as opposed to 3. If you were young Link, of course, it'd be 3. So just a quick death warp to get me back here, so I can get back to Goron City as quickly as possible. And another owl moment, but that's okay. Doesn't last too long. Am I saying all Gorons look the same to me? No, I'm saying they all have the same names. I mean, Darunia literally names his son after you, so Link gets dragged into this, you know? You know what I mean? They're the ones that choose their names. If I stand at the very edge of this carpet, it's close enough to be able to play this. The frames matter, guys. The frames matter. So, Dodongo's Cavern is kind of tough. It's got some tough moments. We're gonna have this first trick called a Modern Halfie. It's gonna require me hitting the home menu button on the right frame. It's frame perfect. But before I do that, I'll have to hold an ESS position and then press all the way to the down left right before pressing the home button, the home menu button. You'll see what I'm talking about soon enough. It's tricky, and it's not the only difficult part of the Dodongo's Cavern. The fire skips in there are pretty tough too. I'll just go ahead and make my way out of here, and then we'll be right in the Dodongo's Cavern before you know it. Now, you know, when you blow up the wall in the very beginning of the Dodongo's Cavern, and then it shows the cutscene introducing the entire dungeon to you, there's a way to skip that. And I'm gonna see if I can get it. Basically, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a bomb flower. I'm gonna put it in front of that cracked wall over there. And then I'm gonna head towards the exit. Ooh, excuse me? I did not mean to throw it. I probably would have had the time to pick it up. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to improvise. I can't use my normal. I don't think I got it. I think I went in too early. Okay. Let's try that again. Yep, I went in too early. That's okay. There we go. Let's make sure he puts it down this time. Okay, I got it. Alright, so I did that little cutscene skip. Skipping that, the cutscene that introduces the whole dungeon. I also forgot to mention, the rupees were important for Deku shield, I was mainly focused on the Hylian shield. And I need to equip this right now so I can do the bomb trick. Alright, so I'm going to pick this bomb. I'm going to put it in this spot specifically. And I'm going to hold ESS position and hold shield. Oh, okay. I had the right frame, but I pressed down left too early. So, it was a little close. Oh, there we go. This should work. Yeah, there we go. Second try is not bad. That trick is pretty tough. So I'm glad that was a second try. If I got it first try, I would have been able to immediately get to the other side with those platforms, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. Alright, so for here, I'm gonna pick this bomb up specifically, get this bomb, throw it like that, and it should blow up the whole thing. Yep. Good. And I'll do 6 backflips to get up there quickly. I'm gonna hit that pot for the red rupee, because that's actually part of the rupee route for the Hylian shield. The Hylian shield is definitely the last thing I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna wait for this fire piece. I don't want them burn my shield off. That would require me to get another wooden shield in another chest. That's also in Dodongo's Cavern. It's not too far out of the way, but I would really prefer not to lose my shield. Oh, dude! Man, he went right for me. What was I gonna do there? Jump off the bridge? Oh my goodness. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to get the backup shield. So that's unfortunate. I mean, at least I won't need it for the rest of the Dodongo's Cavern, but I will definitely have to get it before the end of the cavern, or the dungeon, excuse me. Oh, it also is going to make this part a little annoying to do. The shield helps me position where I want to be, but alright. But I got that, no problem. Those fire skips are way harder than it looks. Alright, so something to note about this particular mini boss fight. Sometimes they'll jump over you, but if you hit them while being close to the ledge, they will not try to jump over you. So that's really convenient. This one's just gonna die in one jump slash, so he doesn't matter, but this one, I will have to hit him with a regular slash. I want to be when I was able to reach him. Alright, here's the last set of the fire skips. Ooh, okay. Okay, good. Thank goodness. Alright, that went really well. And now, I got the bomb down. Oh, also, fun fact, I did not notice for a very long time, but you can actually climb up a ledge a couple of frames early if you press A up against the wall. Alright. So sadly I'm gonna have to waste a bomb here to blow up this wall over here so I can have a Deku shield again, because mine burned earlier, as I'm sure most of you saw. I'm just gonna make my way out because I don't need to kill Dodongo now, but I did have to open up his head so Adult Link can just go straight to the boss later on. Ooh, let's see if I get a hiss. Okay. I'm not gonna waste all my bombs. My bombs are important. So, unfortunately, I didn't get the Hess, but that's okay. Hess stands for Hyper Extended Super Slide, by the way, and it's really fast and cool. But it's pretty hard to do. Alright, so I'm gonna try to go for a Hess here. See if I get it this time. Oh, I got it. Nice. Alright, good. I'm glad I got to show it off at least once. Beautiful. Ah, excuse me. Dang rocks. That was rude. Oh, these... Oh, no. Oh. These Scatulas are really unforgiving. Look at that. Look. How was I going to react to that? Oh, my goodness. I don't want to die here. Not here of all places. All I have to do, I can't see him, but if he's looking at me, that's not good. Okay, completely the other way. Good. Don't want to die there. That would not be good. Oh my goodness, I just realized I am on the verge of dying. Quarter of a heart remaining. Alright, so now we're gonna have magic, which is nice, and I should be at full health as well, which is also nice. Once I regain control of Link, I'm going to save and quit. So I'm back at his house, because the next place I want to go to is the Zora's Fountain, or Zora's Domain, because I'm going to Jabu-Jabu next. But unlike Dodongo's Cavern, it will actually be finishing Jabu on the spot. Finishing Jabu is important. Well, not really. But being in that area helps, because I really want for War's Wind as early as possible. And Jabu is just along the way, so may as well. Alright, so you're gonna see me do Navi Dive as a means to go from Lostwood straight to Zora's River. Thankfully, Navi's Dive is really easy to do, but my main concern is whether or not RNG will be nice to me and will get me a bomb drop. A bomb drop, a spare bomb drop is always helpful. Nothing in the first set. I have enough time for a second set because I have to wait for Navi's text box to appear anyway, so unfortunately I got none, but that's not it. Alright, so I'm just gonna position myself here, and I have an audio cue when it's time to start slashing. Oh, excuse me? Oops. Oops. That hasn't happened before. No, that's not true. It rarely happens, but oops. That's alright. I'll just make my way back. Maybe this time I will get a bomb drop. If I get a bomb drop, that'd be great. But not a magic drop. I don't want a magic drop. It will mess up. It will mess up the audio cue because it'll be Link's first time picking it up. Yeah, don't want that. Unfortunately, it's in the way of the bushes, so... great. That's okay. I could still manage. Yeah, a little earlier than I thought it'd be, but... Alright, we're in this time. We're in this time. We're in this time. It's okay, guys. We're in. Alright, so while I'm in Zora's domain, there are two very pots I'm gonna break. One has a spare Deku stick, which is something I would really like in case I fail the clip into Jabu. And the other are the Deku Nuts. It will be my first time picking them up, and they are useful for the Baronade boss fight. Alright, so all I do, make my way to the pots, break them, get what I want. Oh, that's right. I get to show off the King Zora skin. Alright, check it out. Really cool trick. Alright, this is the angle I want. And I do a triple slash clip like I did for Forest Escape to enter in here. Except that one is way easier to do than the Forest method. Oh, excuse me, Forest Escape method. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's have this go well. Let's be in. First stick. Alright, fantastic. I'm in. I am in. That's good. Alright, good. Alright, so Jabu won't take so long to beat. Thankfully, there's a way to get across that gap, but I'm not going to worry about it for right now because I want the boomerang. But unfortunately, I still need Princess Ruto for the switch to get to the boomerang room. So I do have to put up with her. So, falling after her. So, Baronade is actually one of the better boss fights in this game. There isn't a lot of waiting to do. And there's some fun in trying to time your boomerang toss to stun Baronade when Baronade still got those jellyfish surrounding it. Because if you time it right and you stun them all just as they're getting off of Baronade's body, you can just use a Deku Nut to just get rid of all of them immediately. You'll see what I'm talking about when I get to Baronade. Hey, wouldn't it be great if I just threw her in the water? It would if I didn't have to go all the way back in the beginning to pick her up and go through this again. Alright, let's do a back walk here. Let's not fall in the holes. Pretty sure the angle was fine, and it was. Don't worry, soon enough, I'll be done with Ruto for good. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and equip these now. And then I'm going to specifically do these sword slashes so that I can use the defense like that and not wait too. Because he's not able to use them right off. Well, even though I can use the Deku Nuts right off the bat, for some reason, it won't bring those enemies out from underneath right away. So that's why I did some of the sword slashes. And now that I have what I want, I'm gonna go ahead and equip what I need. Move this here, place this, move this here, give me that. Alright. Equips are tricky when you got 4 item slots to work with. Now I'm gonna do a mega flip. Ooh, nice. Alright, now I have to time pulling out Zelda's letter just right, and second try. So, not too bad. Alright, right here should work. I'm gonna throw the boomerang like this, do 2 side hops, and it should hit the switch just fine. And just like that, we're in the Baronator. Oh, Deku Nuts are very useful. They're going to be very useful for this fight, as well as other parts of the run as well. Alright, so the tentacles, very simple. Just throw the boomerang at them, but the real fun starts is this part here. Get it down. Okay, good. This is automatically a good fight because I timed the boomerang throws just right. Because if I mistime the boomerang throw, those jellyfish could be all over the place, and I'd have to use a little more than just one Deku Nut to kill him. To kill a group of them. So that was a good fight. Good. Glad it went well that way. Alright. So I'm not gonna roll, but I'm only gonna walk to Ruto here because it takes her a little while to spawn. And if I'm just standing in the middle of the portal or something, Link's would have to slowly readjust his position so that he's facing directly in front of Ruto. So the little things really matter. And a lot of these specific speedruns. It's nice. It adds depth to things. I mean, it helps that it has a lot of big things too, like the wrong warps. Alright, once I regain control of Link, I can go straight to the Fairy Fountain and get the Forest Wind. And once I do, I will save and quit again. So I'd end up back at Link's house, but this time, I'm gonna do Forest Escape 2. But it's not gonna be the triple/clip method this time. This time I'm gonna be doing a different glitch called the Ledge Cancel. It's gonna do some weird things with the camera, and it's gonna let me walk right past the Karkiri guarding the exit. It's pretty crazy stuff, so stick around. Once I do Forced Escape 2, and I'm in Hyrule Field, I'm gonna attempt a Hess, but only once, because my bombs are very important. My bomb count is still very important at this point, because I'm gonna do Death Hole, the Death Hole glitch really soon, which includes Death Hole wrong warping, and I'm going to need bombs to be able to do that, as well as I'm gonna need a bomb to do a mega flip when I get to where I want to be. Oh, wait. Whoa, that would have been bad. Yeah, save it. Absolutely save it first. Alright. So we're back at Link's house. 9 bombs is... It's an alright count at this point. Could be better, but... Alright, so I'm gonna climb up there specifically. I'm gonna put a bomb here after 2 rolls. Oh, I messed that up. Okay, hold on. Alright, one. Wait. So it's just 2 dry rolls. Place a bomb. And at a very specific moment, if I get pushed off like that, that means I tried to climb the ledge too early. And that means it was too late. There we go, I got it. Alright, talking to him is not a big deal, but it kind of throws things off. I didn't think I was close enough to speak to him, but it happens. 5 bombs is a lot less than I want it to be. Yeah, I'll go for it anyway, but only once. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I tried. But only with 4 bombs. I really want to preserve him now. So, not too long ago, you saw me kind of shuffle to the side when I was trying to backwalk. For anyone who's ever tried to backwalk in the 3DS version, only you guys would understand how precise you'd have to hold down on the circle, man. Just being able to backwalk is a little silly, but that's just how it is. The reason why I only go for one, or attempt one Hess, is because I don't want to waste too much time continuously attempting it, and my bombs as well. Especially since I also don't want it to be nighttime too soon either. I want to be able to get this fire before it turns nighttime, because I want to be able to leave the market as well. Since I have the root piece, I'm going to buy the Hylian shield right now, so that it will be immediately available the moment I become Adult Link. And I did restricted items there just now to activate for War's Wind, so that when I go get Din's Fire, I can immediately warp back there. But I am going to set another one. Well, after I do... So, I really want to make it to Din's Fire before nighttime, which should be just fine. Should be fine. And I made it, which is good. Yeah, thanks to restricted items we're able to use for War's Wind outside of dungeons. It is a frame-perfect trick. It's not so bad trying to do it when I'm not attempting to do a wrong warp, but when I am attempting to do a wrong warp, I pretty much have one chance to do it. Otherwise, I'd have to go back to setting it up. You see what I mean when I get to that point, but for right now, they're not too bad at the moment. Estimated time is 2 hours and 30 minutes. Alright, so I'm gonna set Four's Wind here again. Because I'm going to perform Death Hole really soon. And I want to be able to specifically come back to the market so I can wrong warp to where I want to be. Because while I'm in the Death Hole, the Death Hole state. Ooh, look at that. I have just enough bombs to perform this. Wait. Well, okay. Okay. It's a good thing I switched the bombs over to the button item, because if you're in a Death Hole state, you can only use items that are on the X or Y button and not on the touch buttons. So that could have been really bad if I forgot to equip bombs there. Alright, so I used the Four's Wind to come back here, and I'm gonna set it again. I don't have to worry about restricted items this time. I can still just use Four's Wind freely for whatever reason. But I am gonna cut up these bushes here because I want to get a safety bomb drop. I only have one bomb left, and if I... And I didn't get a bomb drop. Well then. I guess it's time to get the Mega Foot first try. Oh boy, okay. Ooh, baby, okay. that was pretty scary. That was my last bomb. If I couldn't get past that, that would have been bad. That would have been very bad. But thankfully, I got the Mega Foot first try, so that's really good. That's very good. So with this fight, okay then. So my intention was to time a jump slash at a very specific time so that I could get 2 hits on Dead Hand here at once. But I kept getting grabbed by those other hands, so that didn't happen. I could still try to get it. Oops. Try to get it here. Alright, nope. Couldn't get it, but that's okay. But yes, since we are in the Death Hole wrong warp state, that changes the values around with entrance points. I think they're all shifted by 4 in the game's coding. So exiting the market here took me to Shadow Temple for some reason, and entering the target, the shooting gallery, takes me right here. And entering here takes me right to the Master Sword, as if I was just coming back from being Adult Link, which is very useful because that's our method of doing the Door of Time skip. Now we're done with Child Link for the rest of the run. The rest of the run, we're just gonna be Adult Link. Yeah, there's gonna be more crazy Death Hole wrong warp shenanigans like that coming up. But before that, we are gonna finish Dodongo's Cavern. That's the first dungeon we're gonna finish as Adult Link. But we're also gonna do something unique. We're gonna do a Feroz Wind Wrong Warp into the Nocturne of Shadow cutscene, so that we can learn the Ocarina song earlier than normal, much earlier than normal. And I'll explain in more detail how exactly I set up for that. But enjoy Adult Link in all of its 3D glory. Because definitely one of the best parts about the 3DS port or remake, however you prefer to refer it as, it's definitely the graphical update. Oh, the graphical update is absolutely gorgeous. Just look at the vibrant colors. Look at it all. The attention to detail. Can't go wrong with it. So when we regain control of Link, I'm actually gonna save and quit immediately, because the Door of Time is still there, and I can't just walk through it from the other side. So I'm gonna save and quit so I end up on the other side, because saving and quitting as Adult Link just puts you on top of the not the Master Sword pedestal, but that other pedestal that you end up on when you play the Prelude of Light. You end up there when you save and quit as Adult Link, outside of a dungeon. So since I'm going to complete Dodongo's Cavern first, I'd have to go through Kakariko Village. Now what I'm going to do when I enter the path to Death Mountain is that I'm going to come back to Kakariko Village and I'm going to set up Feroz Wind there. So that way when I do the Feroz Wind Wrong Warp, it will take me to the cutscene that I want. Is this save and quit considered Door of Time skip too? That is a good question. That is a very good question. I suppose so. I don't see why not. The nice thing about doing restricted items, because I will be doing it to set the Feroz Wind in Kakariko Village, the empty X and Y slots are considered active for whatever reason. Well, not so much for whatever reason, but it's not grayed out. So, I suppose you can say it's not restricted either. So you can do restricted items off of an empty item slot. Alright, so very similarly to how I made my way towards Death Mountain, except I get to roll on those stairs this time because that carpenter is not there anymore. I'm gonna make my way here, but I'm gonna come back because I want to specifically set for Feroz Wind coming into here, because that will get me into the cutscene when I do the wrong warp. And I have no bombs right now, so I mean there is a guaranteed bomb drop that I will be able to get from a pot. So I'm guaranteed to have bombs, which is nice. And then there's another chest I can get more bombs from. But this is just, it'll just generally be a pretty low count, but I can work with it anyway. Oops, don't need that. So the nice thing about this part here, with these moving platforms... Oh, excuse me. If I just walk straight up, he will make it every single time. So that's very convenient. Do people do Master Quest runs? There are a few that do, and it is pretty different. I've never done Master Quest myself. I'm not a fan of the whole mirrored situation. It confuses me when I try to run this game, so I prefer not to do it. But there are those that do, and it's a different run for sure. It has its own leaderboards and such. Fuck. I was waiting for this one. I was trying to kill him. That's why I kept swinging. So I got the bomb drop I wanted. And now I'm pushing this block. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna pull out a bomb immediately and throw it on this cracked ground here, but I'm not gonna roll or anything, because I do want some time to pass. Enough for the bomb to explode when I want it to. Because if I'm standing in the middle of it and it hasn't exploded yet, it'll most likely just push me back to the normal ground and not into the boss room. Alright, and King Dodongo here will go down very quickly, thankfully, since I am Adult Link with a Master Sword and not Child Link with Kokiri Sword. Thank goodness too, all the rolling he does takes a long time. But for the second one, I'm going to use a bomb flower here. Why waste a bomb? You can use this, especially when you gotta wait for him anyway. So it works out. Okay, but here's where I will attempt the Furore's Wind Wrong Warp. Now, it is a frame perfect trick, and if I fail it, I have to set up, well, I have to make my way into the boss room again, which includes pushing the block. So hopefully, this ends up being first try. It's one of the harder things to do in the run. One of the hardest, if you ask me. Ooh, I think I got it. Yes, first try. Fantastic. That is good. Failing those really suck. It takes a lot of time to get back into that boss room, but I got it first try. That's true. The one on GameCube isn't mirrored, but it is mirrored in the 3DS version. So, I made it to the cutscene. When I was doing the side hops, you also don't want to time bringing up the item menu too early to equip the Furore's Wind. If Link is too high in the air, and even if you get the right frame, he won't be able to use it because he's too high in the air. But I time using the home, bringing up the home menu on the frame that I want, and the frame that I'm looking for is when you can see that the one frame where the Furore's Wind is not grayed out, but the top screen is darkened a little bit. That's the frame that I want, and then when I'm coming out of the whole menu, I'm just holding down the button that the Furore's Wind is on, so that he brings up the little menu, and then I time doing the warp when the camera pans out and I can see the whole blue warp. Because you don't want to do it too early, but you don't want to do it too late either. I was trying to cut the corner a little bit. I didn't think he'd bark like that. That's okay though. Alright, remember, for those who have stuck around since A Link Between Worlds, that I mentioned that Dampé had died of hypothermia? Well, gonna race him right now. We're gonna race his dead ghost and rob his grave for one of the best items in all of the Zelda series, the good old hook shot. And, you know, another bomb drop there, 'cause bombs are really important. Bomb count definitely matters. It will matter a lot in the fire temple when I get there, which is the next dungeon that I'm gonna head to once I get the hook shot. So just a little focus for this, because I would like to not be trolled super hard by Dampy. And thankfully I didn't get hit by a single flame. Right, a 44 is a really solid time. The fastest possible time to do this is 42, and that's really hard. Your movement has to be spot on for it, but 44 is really good. So that's nice. Oh, the nice thing about doing that Feroz Wind wrong warp, that where I put the Feroz Wind, where I brought up the Feroz Wind, it's still there. So I can just do restricted items here, and then just warp right back to that very point, which is very helpful, because I want to head to Goron City now to get the Goron Tunic. When I make it a Goron City, I'm gonna do a very specific number of rolls, so that way I'll know when exactly to pull out my bomb to stop Darunia's son. Alright, good. Good, he didn't get away. So this is the only other colored tunic that I'm getting in this run. I will not be getting the Zora tunic at all. There's no use for it anyway. Right. But I do want to equip it now. Move this here, bring this there, and that. Alright. So it takes Link a really long time to pull that statue. That's why I put that bomb there to cancel Link pulling the whole thing, so I regain control of him again. And I also want to damage him down to half a heart so that I can prepare myself for this cutscene skip by doing this. It skips the Bolero of Fire cutscene with Sheik, but I still learned the song. So I should have access to the Bolero of Fire now. Just like that. Fire temples are real fun. Temple of doing a run. There's some neat tricks you'll see here and there. There's some ledge clipping. You'll see 2 ledge clips in this dungeon. I'm really low on bombs, so I'm gonna grab the backup bombs that are in here as well. So I do need the small key from this room. That's what I'm here to grab. And it works out because there are 2 pots that have guaranteed bomb drops in them. So that's a very free 10 bombs. So let's not get too ahead of myself. The wall I do not want to roll off and fall in the lava. Hey, shoutouts to all the cool people that wished me a good luck for this run. There have been some bumpy moments, but Ocarina of Time 3D is actually not one of the easier games out of the 3DS Zeldas. It's more on a more difficult side. Killing Links is an easy way to learn music? Of course. Of course. It's also an even easier way to get to where you want to be. The better mode of transportation than most public transportations. I'd take death warping over riding the metro bus any time of the day. Weird camera moment. Alright, so I got the 2 spell keys that I wanted. One for this door, of course. Thanks to getting the hook shot from Dampé. Quickly there. Oh, wait till I get around to doing the hook shot jumps. Oh, those will blow your mind away. One would think that could have been our method to get to the moon early in Majora's Mask, but then again, hover boots don't exist in that game, so... Yep, this is in fact the 3DS. Oops, get up there. Alright, so I'm gonna do a very specific jump to get on top of this block here. Ooh, first try, okay, good. Alright, it's not too hard, but it could also go very wrong. And I got the ledge clip as well, so that's good. Before dying, which is always a good thing. Hey, you're welcome. Bad guy, that's okay. A lot of us overlook things. We're only human. I overlook things all the time with myself, so it's all good. So that ledge clip that I did, it's gonna be my method to get into the boss room early, to do a boss key skip and everything. I want this hard. I don't want to risk dying right now. Alright, so this hallway is actually really important. Because I'm going to set for War's Wind right here. So that I can Death Hole Wrong Warp. Using for War's Wind to end up in the Forest Temple. Stick around and you'll see how that craziness will happen. Oh, I got the Hess. Cool. Hess is not mandatory there, but it's definitely faster, and it's really cool to see. So I'm glad I got to show that off. Oh, no, don't do that, don't do that. I had never targeted that keys ever. All the things happening in a marathon run, always. Crazy. straightforward. But what I do right after the fight, it's a little better than nothing. Alright, so what I'm about to do right now, I'm gonna climb this as he dies, so that I can immediately go up while that cutscene plays. Alright, now this part here, put the bomb there. Oh, and I messed it up. Alright, what my intention here was to place that bomb and then climb to the top as it explodes. Would have been a little faster, but no biggie. Alright, once I get the Megaton Hammer, I can go straight to skipping the boss key. Beginning my fight with Volvagia right away. Not even gonna roll there. It's too narrow. I will fall for sure. Wouldn't be the first time. Get rid of that case. Don't want him around while I try to fall here. So I want to land here because this is where I do the boss key skip. So it's another ledge clip. Basically, to do this, you want to fall like that, fall onto the ledge, like hang from the ledge, and press L at the same time. And that's how you ledge clip. And when I let go of the ledge that time, I was holding straight down. I was holding L the entire time. From the moment I clipped, but I was holding down the entire time to end up into the boss room. Because if you don't, you just void out, and you don't want that. Alright, so this fight is pretty unique. There's actually two different Volvagias. This one right here, the one that flies, whichever hole it goes to, which in this opening cutscene is always going to be the same. It's going to be this hole right in front of Link. I can just bomb that spot right there, and it will do damage to the Volvagia. Whereas the second one's pretty much whack-a-mole Volvagia. So basically, I want to bomb Volvagia 7 times, and then finish Volvagia off. With the hammer, the hammer jump slash, that should be 5. This one's 6, and one more afterwards. No! I hate Volvagia. Oh, well, that's very unfortunate. That happens sometimes. Of course, Volvagia would pull off something like that. Well, at least it doesn't take too long to get the boss key. And I can get some backup bombs while I'm at it. There we go. Easy peasy. Alright, get me out of this room. Well, I definitely want to have those on for now. Well, at least I'm gonna have a lot of bombs. If anything. Volvagia is a troll, of course. Pops up in the one spot that I'm trying to bomb. I do not have to reset for war. It's still in the same spot, thankfully. so I'm fine with that. Alright, just put that back on. This is 2. I also want to take damage. My health was perfectly fine. At a heart and a half remaining. No, it was not supposed to hit Vivaldia. It was not supposed to hit Vivaldia. Vivaldia is flying. Oh, goody. I love it when Vivaldia pulls this kind of nonsense. Better get that backup fairy? Yeah, you're right. I should have got that backup bottle too. I have no bottles. Alright, so now I have to bomb this hole. That's where Vivaldia went. Oh, don't kill me. Does Lake take damage walking on those lava poles? He can. I'm wearing the the Goron tunic, so it takes a while. He'd have to be standing there for a while to actually take damage. If I were wearing the green tunic, the Kakariko tunic, excuse me, then he would take damage immediately. Hello? What are you doing? Finally? Oh my goodness, what is this? Like, stop. Vivaldia, please. My goodness. No! Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god, I thought he was gonna pull that nonsense on me again. Oh my, he had me in a panic for a moment. I do not want to die twice to this cursed dragon again. Oh my god. Ooh. Well, Vivaldia's dead. Thank goodness. Good riddance. Alright, so I'm gonna equip the Kakariko tunic here so that it gets that text out of the way. So it's not in the way when I try to perform the Deathhole Wrong Warp. Because I'm gonna... And the reason why I want it to be at a heart and a half remaining is because it affects the timer when you're in a hot place but you're not wearing the Goron tunic. And each quarter of a heart's pretty much 2 seconds. So with this amount of health being a total of 6 quarters, 2 seconds each, that's 12 seconds, which is just enough time for me to get to the hole I want to be at, break the rock that's covering it with the Megaton Hammer. I have to, or the fastest way I can do it is 2 crouch stabs with the Megaton Hammer, and then I'd have to time a jump slash just as the timer hits 0, so that I'm falling in a hole while being dead, so I can be in the Deathhole Wrong Warp state. So just roll my way through. Oops. Uh-oh. Okay, I can still make it. That's fine. There we go. Okie dokie then. We're gonna make it to Forest Temple just fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out one bomb, just one bomb, but when it blows up, I'm gonna bring up the Furor's Win menu several times so that I take the bomb hit 4 times, so that when I fall and eventually land on the moon over there, I would die, and then I'd spawn at the beginning of Forest Temple. But I'm gonna save and quit so I won't be in the Death Hole Wrong Warp state anymore. Because if I just hit continue, I would be in a Death Hole Wrong Warp state, and I don't want to be anymore. So here we are, we're in Forest Temple, everybody. I'm about to fight 2 Stalfoses soon. Those are always fun fights, because they're very dangerous enemies. A normal hit does a full heart, and a jump attack from them does 2 hearts. And it's pretty fun trying to time a sword slash to hit them right before they're about to swing at you. So I like fighting Stalfoses, they're really fun. Stalfos over Iron Knuckle any day. Iron Knuckles, they just hit hard, but they're easy. Oops. Yeah, get hearts. Get hearts. Let's not die. Alright. Pretty decent, I'd say, overall. Despite being on the verge of dying. Alright. Now, when I come out of this room here, I'm gonna set up for War's Wind here. Because I am gonna use for War's Wind. I'm gonna do the same method I did with the Forest Wind Wrong Warp at Dodongo's Cavern. But instead of doing a Wrong Warp, I'm just trying to skip the Forest Medallion cutscene and finish the rest of the temple by getting the bow after killing Phantom Ganon here. Phantom Ganon is my favorite boss in this game, by the way. His first phase is not that great, but his second phase is incredibly fun trying to stun lock him. It takes some really good timing to be able to do this fight perfectly. In the second phase, that is. Speaking of which, I want to have hookshot on the X button, because when you use the touch buttons for items, it always uses them a frame later than if you use them on a buttoned item. You can treat buttoned items like they're touch buttons. You can touch them and they'll use them, but the 1 and 2 buttons are touch buttons only, so they're automatically a frame slower to use. Where the fun begins with this. Oh, you missed? Oh no, I missed! That's okay. I got him at least. Oh, that didn't kill him. I thought that would have been enough. That's okay. That's okay. So, yeah, those stun locks are really fun to do. I messed up a little bit, but I got some of them at least. So this is actually going to be the first heart container I ever grab in the run. I'm going to end the run with 7 heart containers, by the way. This is where I finally grab a heart container at all. That. Alright, now I'm going to save it because I'm going to attempt to do the Forest Medallion cutscene with War's Wind. Cutscene skip, excuse me. Oh, I missed the frame. Yeah, that's definitely not gonna work. That's unfortunate. I have to make my way back into the boss room and try again. I just missed it by 1 frame. It happens sometimes. Oh, absolutely. There's a skill gap between Phantom Ganon and real Ganon. Phantom Ganon has tricky stun locking. And with Ganon, you just roll between the legs. Alrighty, let's try this again. Oh, too early. Dang. Did I get it? Oh, I got it. Okay, that's lucky. I was just mashing at that point, but that's lucky. I'm glad that worked out. So I timed the A button when the screen goes white. Don't want to do it too early or too late. Alright, I'm going to do another ledge clip here. But there's a little setup for it to make it easier. I didn't get it, but let's try it again. There we go. Got it this time. Alright, so I'm gonna do a very unique trick. This is the only time I do it in this run. But this is also the first time I get to do my favorite trick in this game, the hookshot jump. Oh, baby. Right into the sun. Beautiful. I want to be sure I land there. But this is a unique trick. This glitch is called the entrance point glitch. I wanna... Oh, that's the frame. That should be the frame. That should be the frame. That is the frame. Perfect. So, what the entrance point glitch does is that even though I'm still in the previous room, the other room is loaded up. But not anymore, since I went into the water there to load a different room. So now this room becomes unloaded again, so that I can do this. And that skips a small key. I just went right through the door without even opening it. So, pretty wacky stuff, but it's very cool. Thankfully, I got it on the first attempt. I got lucky with getting the right frame. It's a lot more trickier at a time. It's also frame perfect. Alright. Took some of them a while to open up, but they were decent. Oops. Alright, now that I got the bow, I'm done with the Forest Temple. Already have the medallion. Go ahead and... There we go. Because the next dungeon I'm gonna beat now is the Great Deku Tree. The very first dungeon of the game. We're finally doing that. But there's a very specific reason why we wait this long. Aside from, you know, being able to kill Golem really quickly with the Adult Link, we're gonna do a huge wrong warp. gonna take us to somewhere we absolutely need to be. So stay tuned. You'll see what I mean soon enough. Now I also get to show off the hammer slide glitch, which is really cool. And more of the hookshot jumping as well. I did 2 of them in the Deku Tree. I was hoping for some kind of drop, but I got nothing. Yep, you still get the medallion even if you skip the cutscene. I can open up my gear real quick. Yep, first medallion is there. Alright, so normally you can't enter the Deku Tree as Adult Link. It's just closed. It's closed off. It's not possible to get in. But I'm gonna go out of bounds and get to the Deku Tree unloaded, so that I'm able to just walk in, no problem. So this is just set up for hammer slide. Oops. This can be a little tricky to time. I have to basically time putting the boots on. Basically, I want to time putting the boots on as I'm recoiling off hitting the hammer against solid area. But I want to do it at the big recoil I get, so that it will take me far enough to get to the roof of that tree house over there. Oh my goodness. Oops. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Took a little while, but I got there. Alright, now exactly where I want to be. Alright, see? Now there's no map. Now we can get in. So broken and not so broken at the same time. The true makings of a masterpiece. Hook shot jump for you. Always fun to do. But doing it's pretty tricky. Basically, you gotta L target, pull out hook shot. Oh, you want to already be wearing hover boots. And it works with iron boots too. So what I do is that I hold up, but when I let go of up, between the period of letting go of up and when the circle pad goes back to its neutral position, I slide input from X to Y. You always want hookshot on X and boots on Y to do this. Because it has something to do with the little hop Link does when he normally puts the boots on. So doing that will, for some reason, just skyrocket him into the sky. So that's pretty amazing. Oh, here's a nice setup for positioning myself for the for doing this wrong board. I'm gonna jump slash right into this heart container, then shield turn to the right, save it in case I fail it, Wait, actually, I don't need to do that right away. 1, 2, and this should put me where I want to be. Alright, and I got the right frame too. That's good. What? What? Excuse me? I had the frame. What didn't that work? That was supposed to work. I don't care what the game says. That was supposed to work. Well, that stinks. I have to make my way back into the boss room again. I'll be honest, Mike the Beast, I don't know a whole lot about speedrunning on the N64 version. I don't speedrun it, the original, but so I can't really answer that, in all honesty. Well, at least I get to do more hookshot jumps. That's always a plus. Was I too far off the ground? Probably. Probably. Alright, this should work. Alright. Good. It worked this time. So, really big wrong warp. Took me to this cutscene. I don't know how setting for Forest Wind in the entrance of Lost Woods would take me here, but it does, and it's amazing. I can use the hover boost to just go to the other side and just get the mirror shield and finish the temple. So I can't move right away, but I can put on the boots. So that's very convenient. But at least it's nice that we get to hear the best theme in the game, even if it is for like 5 seconds. Bombs. Yeah, there we go. That should be right. So, 13 bombs is kind of low here, so I'm gonna go ahead and kill some Armoses, because they have a chance to drop some bombs. I'll wait for them to explode before going in, and hopefully at least one of them dropped one. 2 would be great, but I would like 1 at least. Oh, all 3 of them dropped some. Nice. Lucky me. Keep checking not to stun that, so it won't bother me while trying to hookshot jump here. Ooh. Earliest possible. It looked like the earliest possible moment to jump slash onto there. I would very much like to have magic here. If I fail this for some reason, the best way for me to get up would be the Forest Wind. And this is how do the boss key skip here. So this fight's pretty straightforward. Just jump slash twice. If the Iron Knuckle does the attack that gets the axe stuck to the ground, and if it does the other attack, jump slash once, regular slash afterwards. Rinse repeat till the fight's over. Oh, okay then. Sure, the attack can completely miss. I'm okay with that. I may okay with that. I don't know how I didn't get hit, but sure, sure thing. Alright, so in my opinion, unfortunately, Twin Rova is one of the worst fights in all. Oops. Twin Rova is one of the worst fights in the game. Probably the only one worse than King Dodongo. Probably the worst in the game. It's a lot of just waiting. It's really slow. The first phase is a lot of RNG. It's pretty dumb, but we make the best of what we got. Hopefully RNG will be good here. Alright, Zora, please be good. Please shoot right away. Just go to the left a little, please. There you go. Okay, that's a good start. So at the end of this fight, I can go for a Spirit Medallion cutscene skip, but I'll only attempt it once. It's not worth attempting it multiple times, unlike it is with the Forest Medallion cutscene. If they're too close, I'll move around. Try to get a better angle and such. Not bad. Forward just a bit. No, you're going too far. Oh, you dummy. Big dummy. I should still reach. The thing about these, when you're reflecting these shots, the range only goes as far away as you are from the witch. So if one of the witches is, let's say, behind the witch that's shooting, the beam is probably never gonna reach. If that makes any sense. Alright, at least this phase is a little better. If I hit Twin Rova with a big shot, have the shots coming at me, she'll immediately go to the next area. Now I just rinse and repeat, it should be dead in no time. So it's time to attempt the Spirit Medallion cutscene, so hopefully I get it. If I don't, that's alright too. But how can they subtract their age, they say, at the end, if one of them was lying to begin with? I don't remember if it's possible to one-cycle Twin Rova with the Master Sword, but it's extremely difficult, as far as I know, if that is the case. Alright, good. I got the boss key skip, the medallion cutscene skip, which is good. Now I'm gonna head straight over to Shadow Temple. There are a lot of different ways to get into Shadow Temple without the use of force. Dense Fire. Like that one method, the Death or Wrong Warp we did to get in as young Link. But since we have Dense Fire, we may as well just go in like normal. Alright, this part's RNG. Yeah, that'll happen. It can be one of these three specific ones. And I got the worst possible one. Unfortunately. So it's definitely gonna be this one here. It's always one of the three back ones. I really like Shadow Temple. It's fun to do. It's pretty quick. It's also got some cool things. Alright, so I'm gonna go straight to this room here. Because I can do some cool things that will get me to places I want to be pretty quickly. Right, but I do want hook shot. Let's do it. So that was a clip I was able to do there. So that skips a great chunk of the temple. So that's really nice. I got to fight more Stalfoses here. Stalfoses are always fun to fight. If I kill this one quickly... Oh, nice. That was very quick. So I can stand here now, and you're going to see a Stalfos just fall. There he goes. Now I can just enjoy my boat right to the end. Oh, check this out. Excuse me. There's a... You see the little ghosty faces? It's really spoopy. I like it though. It really adds to the atmosphere. Now there's a way to skip using Din's Fire for this part, but I have Din's Fire anyway, so I'm gonna use it. Oh, and soon enough, when I get back to that really big room, I'm gonna do a trick called a mega jump. Basically what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna do a mega flip like I did back in Jabu. But when I land, before or while I'm in mid-air, I'm gonna put on the hover boots so that Link gets a big boost. Okay, good. Barely made it, but I made it. That's good. Oh, that's right. Oops. I'd actually already used it. Okay, there was no reason for me to put this out then. Disable. That was a silly mistake. I'd only have to cancel it if I had failed. The spirit medallion cutscene, but I haven't. So, little mistake. In my defense, though, it's like it's almost 6 a.m. So bear with me. All right, but the equip I want for here, this should have been bow, and that's about it. Well, Bongo's a fun fight. All I gotta do is shoot the hands and mash quick spin like insane when I get him down. And hope he does not get back up. No. Oops. Can I still kill him? No, damn. Oops. I did not mean for that to turn to normal sword slashers. That's alright though. You should be down soon. There we go. That was pretty close. Now I'm gonna attempt Shadow Medallion cutscene. So it's the same idea as the Spirit Medallion cutscene. It's only worth doing or attempting it once. If I get it, great. If not, that's fine too. So let's see if I get it. I got the right frame. Am I close enough? Nope, not close enough. Just a little more. Right frame again. There we go. Alright, that's good. Skipping the Shadow cutscene medallion. Because it's kind of long. Not only do would I have to watch him give me the Shadow medallion, but I'd also have to watch Hyrule, the Light Sage, tell me that all the sages are saved. Even though they're not. I haven't beaten Water Temple yet. But he would still, that cutscene would still happen. Because I can still get the light arrows even without beating the Water Temple. But I will beat the water temple, don't you worry. So I set for Wars Win there again, because that's what's gonna help me wrong warp into Water Temple later on. Alright, I hope you guys like the Light Arrows cutscene, because that's playing right now. So what's gonna happen after this cutscene ends after like 1 billion years? I'm gonna head my way to Ganon's castle, and I'm going to attempt what the runners like to call the Hassle Hess. Basically, it's a Hess that's gonna let us skip the Rainbow Bridge. It's pretty tricky to do, but it's very satisfying if I do get it. So I'm gonna go for it. I have plenty of bombs. I think I'll attempt it 3 times. If I don't get it, I'll just bring up the Rainbow Bridge. What's my favorite game to speedrun? I love to speedrun Majora's Mask 3D. As well as and I'm working on the original Majora's Mask as well. Majora's Mask is my favorite game, so. But this game, Ocarina of Time 3D, is definitely up there for me. As well as A Link Between Worlds, the game I ran right before this one, for this marathon. Hey, I'm doing well, Full Metal Pingu. Thank you for asking. It's been a busy week for me. Next week's gonna be pretty busy as well. Oh, oops, sorry guys, spoiler alerts. Sheik is actually Zelda. Whoops, I should have mentioned that a minute ago. Oh, and once we get into Ganon's castle and do all the trials, after we do the trials is when we go and beat Water Temple, and then we'll fight Ganon. You'll see how pretty soon. So stick around if you want to see the final shenanigans of this run's Death Hole wrong warping. You thought the guy in green was Zelda? Nah, the guy in green is Luigi. Come on. Everyone knew that. Well, now that the cutscene is finally finished, and I'm barely alive enough to continue running after all these years, let's finish the run. Oops. Okay, but in all seriousness though, let's see if I can get the Hassle Hiss. This would be really great to get during a marathon run. I'll attempt it 3 times though. I have a lot of bombs. 18 is a lot by this point. And I have no problem going in with 15. So I'll try it 3 times. If I don't get it, then it's whatever. I'll need those. Oh, hello? No, I messed up. Dang. Almost. Almost. Very close. Try one more time. Okay, one more time. No, he did a fast! Okay. Dang. That's really unfortunate. I was really close, but I didn't change my angle enough. So I ended up waiting out. I almost had it. I tried. I tried to hassle the Hess, but I didn't. That's okay. It's not easy to do. Well, the trials are pretty fun to do. The first one we got is the forest trial. This is why I kept Ethan's fire equipped up until this point. Oh, oops. Well, that might throw things off in a loop. This, move this here, give me this, hammer? Yeah, it should be hammer. Well, kinda have to wait for the fans for a bit. Oh, I have no magic. Well, it's a good thing that little pot of magic exists. Alright, now the next trial is going to be the water trial. Or the ice trial. I'm not sure what it's actually called, because I knew Princess Ruto is associated with water, but there's just all ice in there. Like, maybe I should just call it the cool trial? I don't know. But this is one of the hardest trials to do. If not the hardest, for this clip alone. This clip is really tricky to time. It's a hook shot clip. And I use the freezers to do it. Oh, I'm nice. First try as well. So that's something. And now I'm gonna do a hammer slide to get past the red ice in here. Nice. Also first try. That's good. Alright, next up should be... I want to say the Shadow Trial. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Shadow Trial is next. I'm gonna do another hammer slide there. I'm gonna be able to get the golden gauntlets here too. I'm gonna need them anyway for the fire trial. So I'm gonna stand here, turn around, find myself, and then away I go. Alright, good. Got it. Place light arrows. Oh, I have not enough magic! That has never happened to me in a run before. Oh boy. Well then. This is a very interesting situation. I have an idea though. I have an idea. No, I can't use that. No, I already have it set. Okay, I'll come back real quick. Oh wait. Spirit trial. Yes, I can get magic in here. I can get it in here. I may as well just do the trial in here while I'm at it. May as well. This was supposed to be the last trial with it, but I kind of have to improvise. I have no magic to use a Beans Fire, but I may as well finish this one as I get a bunch of magic. That has never happened. That has seriously never happened before. I never run out of magic by Shadow Trial. Well, at least this one got a magic pot too. And I got plenty of magic now, so I can go back to the... I can go back to the Shadow Trial now. So, little unintended detour, but that's okay. I should be back on track now. I can go straight back to the Shadow Trial. The equips might be a little weird now too, but I'll manage. Yeah, there were plenty of things that never happened before that have happened. Oh, good old marathon luck, you know? Good old marathon luck. Alright, this will work this time. I have the magic. Now I will have the golden gauntlets. Their only use is, well, its intended use, just to pick up big old rocks. Or whatever you call those gigantic things that only the golden gauntlets can lift. Well, next trial should be fire trial. Well, it was definitely inside a couple of pots, that's for certain. Actually, I want to have bombs here. So once I collect the remaining silver rupees, I'm gonna do another mega jump. He usually gets up there. That's alright. Let's collect the rupees again, no problem. Oh, he's not gonna make it there. Alright, I'm not gonna do that back. Get up there like no one. Use the magic here. Alright, at least for whatever reason I void out again, I have all 5 of the rupees. So that will stay open. Alright, at least that was first try. That's good. Alright, and the next trial should be the light trial, and it's actually going to be the last trial for me because I went to Spirit early. The Spirit trial was normally supposed to be the last one, but things have changed, so that's okay. So some of the enemies I'm about to kill should have some hearts, because I would like to have a little more health. That'd be useful. Alright, so I'm gonna throw a bomb here. Kill this one with the sword. Like this. Shoot this. Oh, I did not kill this one. Okay. I thought the bomb would have killed it. I don't even need to stand directly on the triangle for this to play, just as long as I'm standing on this particular ground, and then I can walk right to the chest that appears right here. Oops. Camera's all weird on me. And I still made it. Good. Alright, that's it for the trials. Didn't really go entirely as intended, but that's alright. What's done is done. And the trials are over, so it's time to beat the water temple. So you can be in for a real treat for that one, for those of you who stuck around. And 12 bomb counts also really good for here, so that's nice at least. Alright, so I'm gonna go in here, because for some reason I can't play any warp songs while out here, but I can if I'm in here. I have a lot of... I should have switched to green too, maybe. I'm not thinking about it. Either way, I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of waiting. Shouldn't be too bad. I should be fine. This off. Just since I have a good deal of health, I'm gonna have to wait a pretty decent amount of time. Yep, there's a water temple. The developers would have intended for it to be done way earlier, but here I am now. Oh, as a matter of fact, before I do it, what else? Nuts, I think? This is what the equip should be. So I remember that forest wind I put in Bongo Bongo's room a little earlier. This is where this death hole wrong warp of forest wind is gonna take me. Straight into Morpha's boss room. How convenient. This is it. Ladies and gentlemen, your water temple. And an Ocarina Time 3D MST speedrun. There's still some tricks to do. I gotta do Ocarina items now. So I can get out of the Death Hole Wrong Warp state and be able to use other items that I need. Like the hook shot in this case. The frame perfect trick. That should be the right one. It is the right one. Perfect. Good. I'll have to do it again. After the fight. Thankfully this is first try. Because I only have so many bombs. And... oh, wait. Come back. Oh, good. He's on solid ground. Alright, time to kill Morpha. Going from the corner. And that's as simple as that. I still have to set up for Aurora's Wind again. Because I do have to skip the water medallion cutscene. But it's really easy to do. Let's see how exactly it's going to go. And 11 bombs is absolutely plenty, which is good. Wait, oh yeah, that's afterward. I grabbed the heart container after the warp. So here's how it's gonna go. I'm gonna mash the Aurora's Wind button. And this is gonna bring me right back into the boss room. But now I'm in the Death Hole Wrong Warp state again. Which is exactly what I wanna be. I'm doing my final Death Hole Wrong Warp. That frame is definitely not gonna work. And I don't wanna waste what little magic I have. That might? No, I should have known that wasn't gonna work. Well, I might not have enough magic for Din's Fire now to show off another neat trick. Which, not a big deal, but... yeah, that's too early. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I hope I don't use up all my bombs. Or die. This should be the one, though. Yep. When you're in a Death Hole Wrong Warp state, and you get Ocarina items and play the Nocturne of Shadow specifically, it takes you to this very spot. Right before Ganon. So unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I don't have enough magic to use Din's Fire, so I can't show off a trick where I get to actually keep the Master Sword for the first phase of Ganon. And it makes the cutscene look a little funny too, but what can you do? You know, I might actually be able to beat my estimate still. Yeah, I'm not even gonna take the time to set up for Din's Fire. I'll just start the fight immediately. Let's see if I can beat my estimate. Sub 230. That's definitely not enough magic for Din's Fire. Just equip the hammer. I'll need it. So, here it is, the Ganon fight. Just roll between his legs, hit his tail, and he'll be done in no time. Crouch stabs with this in order to get the Master Sword back. I think I'm just about to sub 230. Yep, this is sub 230. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Get him out of here. To 29:44. Beat my estimate by less than 20 seconds. But I did beat my estimate in Link Between Worlds by over 5 minutes, so wouldn't have been the biggest deal if I went over estimate, but I didn't. So there's that. I considered most of the things that could have gone wrong, and a lot of them have gone wrong, which is okay. Which is okay. This was still a whole lot of fun. And that A Link Between Worlds run I did before this was incredibly good. So I'm definitely happy with how that went, but very happy with how these runs went. There's a lot of crazy shenanigans that happen with this one, but at least I was prepared for it for the most part. For the most part. Oh boy. Well, I hope every one of you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to do. Thank you, everyone involved in Handheld Heroes, for giving me this opportunity again. I actually ran for Handheld Heroes last year, and it was a huge pleasure and an honor to run it again this year. So, thank you, everybody. Alright, enjoy the rest of the marathon, and I believe this is it for me. So, thanks again, everybody. Have a great night or day. Oh, one last thing. For anyone that's interested in running in the either Ocarina of Time 3D, A Link Between Worlds, or even Majora's Mask 3D, go ahead and join their Discord channels. There's a lot of really, if you're interested in wanting to run the game, there's a lot of cool people that are more than willing to help. Alright, that's it. Thanks again, and enjoy the rest of the marathon. Bye-bye.